Hi there, Dr. Erin here, Doctor of Divinity and the creator of the E4 Trauma Method. I am super excited to dive into what trauma is and how it can impact your life, how it truly is the secret of the secret and the key to becoming and unleashing the truth of who you are so that you can live a life where you are unstoppable, where you are unrecognizable, where you are the best version, the highest version of yourself, where you can have success in your personal and professional life. So if you're anything like me, I used to be somebody who was up and down. I was very confused, very overwhelmed. I looked good on the outside, but I was dying on the inside. I was in a roller coaster in my relationships. I was ups and downs all the time. I would start projects, but I couldn't see projects through. I knew I had a calling. I knew I had a mission. I knew I was here to do great things, but I didn't understand why I was sabotaging things. I didn't know why I was so sad inside. I didn't know why I was getting triggered so much. I didn't understand what was going on. And also, I'm sure you're just like me, I watched The Secret years ago. I had been already on my spiritual track. I was doing my self-empowerment. And I watched the documentary, The Secret. And what happened was one of two things. I began to actually be able to manifest things in my life, but then I still felt unfulfilled, or I was not able to manifest things. And so I really became super curious, and I began to dive deeper and deeper into subconscious programming and into deeper and deeper processes of seeking truth. And what I came to realize is that what I believe is the key to true enlightenment, the key to true empowerment, and it is trauma work. And the reason why is because that is really what is setting the tone at a soul level, at a subconscious level of the limited beliefs and limited identity that's holding us back energetically in consciousness and in mind from becoming our best self. So let's dive into this. So what is trauma? We have to describe what is E4 Trauma Method, but before we need to describe what is trauma. So trauma is not so much what happens to you, it's what happens within you, okay? So what happens within you is the moment that something occurs or doesn't occur that is traumatizing. It's actually what it is. It's a high state of emotions because the subconscious mind is programmed in through frequency and vibration. So you're such a powerful spiritual being that when something occurs or doesn't occur, the moment that you put a negative or positive meaning on something, you instantaneously feel a positive or negative emotion. So when something traumatic happens, you put the meaning on it that something's really bad here, right? And you have this high state of a traumatic state of negative emotions. And what happens is, because it's the meaning that you put on it, it's the belief, which creates the thought, which creates the emotion, which creates the circumstances, right? So here you are in this high state of a negative state, and you decide something. Something happens. The only way that trauma can stay on your track or create something divided in the subconscious mind, a charge, is by the meaning that you put on it, right? So you state something, and we call it a command. What happens is, in that high state of emotion, in the traumatic incident, you decide something. I'm not enough. I'll never love again. Something's wrong with me. I don't want to live anymore, whatever that command is. And that command plays out like puppet strings in our life in a subconscious level. It's called an engram neurologically because it actually creates neurological pathways. And it also creates a command at a subconscious level and actually creates a tag on the DNA. And it actually creates what we call epigenetics. It's all the memory on your lineage, on your DNA. It actually strangles the DNA. And so hence, it's a divided perspective. It's a less evolved perspective, because what happens is that command, I'm not enough, I'll never love again, I can't trust, I don't want to live, whatever that is a divided perspective. It's the effect of life, right? Instead of the creative life. So it basically creates you divided. It creates a division in mind. It creates a division in the soul, which is a lie. It's a limited belief, and it plays out, and it's like the theme of your life. We all know people that in a relationship, and they might get in and out of relationship. The person that they're dating might change, but the theme of the relationship stays the same, right? It's the same with money. You can take a look at someone's money story and their relationship to money. And usually people have the same story. They either, constantly getting money, but it's not enough, right? Or they just can't even have money, and they just can't even ever have abundance in their life. And so we want to work through these things in those areas, same with health. A lot of times people have trauma on their track and their DNA that's having them have different dis-ease in this lifetime, because it's all the energetic ties along with what we're choosing to put our environment in. And then lastly, a lot of people don't know their purpose and calling because they haven't done that deep inner trauma work to release and be able to do that. So these are the issues that people come with. They come to solve their career and money. They come to solve problems in their love and relationships. They come to solve their health and vitality, and they come to solve their purpose and calling. So trauma is something that is holding you back. It is something that is in your subconscious as a limited belief and a command and an engram that is holding you back energetically. And there's energetic ties to those mental pictures of the incident that happened, okay? So what is E4 trauma method? E4 trauma method is something that I developed over decades. What happened is, after I had a stillborn at 22, I decided one day, I was in the mortician's house the next day after giving birth to his body, I decided and committed to discovering the truths of this universe, to discovering our spiritual nature. And it's been 25 years of seeking truth. So E4 trauma method is a method of not only just releasing the charge, because there's some great trauma methods out there that neutralize and stop the triggers and have people be able to handle things. E4 trauma method takes it a bit further. It neutralizes it. It releases the, different parts of PTSD and things like that. And we always say, seek traditional doctor's advice. We do spiritual work here. And so if you're dealing with any kind of depression or suicidal thoughts or addiction, please seek medical or professional help, okay? But E4 trauma method definitely will deal with the releasing of the charge and the triggers, but it takes it further. And what it does is it transcends that emotion. You did not go through your suffering for nothing. You went through it for a very specific reason, to transcend that energy and learn from it and grow through it and be able to help others that are dealing with the same thing. So we always say trauma minus emotions equals wisdom. You're here to birth a wisdom through the trauma. Whatever you've been through, it actually is what births someone's purpose and their calling in their life. So it actually transcends and turns you into the most powerful, most enlightened, most divine person that you already are. It just reveals the truth of who you are. So what is E4 trauma method? It's a 4-step process of basically neutralizing the charge, releasing the emotions, and really being able to pull in the wisdom so that you can make a new declaration to your life for yourself, okay? And so as we get into this, what we do is the E4 trauma method is really something that is here to assist you in releasing the triggers and becoming somebody who is able to really become somebody to make a difference in your life, in your family, in your lineage, and for the world. So I'm super excited to dive more into this as we dive into the next video.